Trial and error here, everyone. That doesn't mean that it's gonna, like, you know, work. I switched to codec. So they gave me a codec, 2 codec options for the for NVIDIA. And I tried the newer one, but I'm wondering if the older one is, because that's the one that they recommended, was the older one. But who knows? Who stinking knows?
Let's see if I can. There's one more book I should go and get here.
I got probably 50 books behind me.
I have like 8 or 9, but there's a couple of more I should get. Where the heck? It's disappeared in the stuff here. To have that one just for the heck of it. Yep.
Hello. Oh, like I said, I'm messing around with settings. Who knows?
Yep.
All right.
There we go.
That this is all going to be trial and error on my part. You know?
We'll see.
I'll just leave it as is for now.
It worked so far, so yeah.
Yeah, it's working, but the question is
It's a lot of there's so many
doing?
settings. Yeah. There's so many codec hardware
Right,
support,
right.
whatever, and stuff like that. That yeah, they can. You have to find the right mix of all these settings.
and that's another thing. It doesn't mean that it's working through XSplit. I mean, that could be part of the issue. You know, it's just not working.
Yeah, that might be. Yeah, since there's like multiple software on the way.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
Multiple options here. So
Yeah.
I'm not dropping frames. Everything looks good as far as the stream goes. Okay, Mark. All good.
Hello,
man.
Hello, Moose. Thank you for Friday. Yep.
stream is definitely clearer on my laptop, which is, I don't know if that's just because I set it different or. But there's no sources I see beyond 1080p 60 in here, you know? I don't see anything beyond that, so just don't know. All right, we're early, but that's okay. We'll come on and talk about Virtual GrabCon. I'm trying, man. Rolling. You know, trying to stream in the. I'm in the beta for the high resolution 2K streaming. So we'll just see if it looks better on your screens or not. I guess I don't know. Chad, what's up? All right, I'm gonna come live here. We're gonna mess around. Hey.
Hey.
Yeah, I should be clearer on my picture too. I got a brand new camera, so new camera. Got Anna and me tonight. Maybe some other guests, just don't know. New headset. I got an Alienware headset. Prime Day was awesome. I got a lot of stuff 50% off. So yeah, we got my son got a new headset as well. So we're just his was beat to death. But before Anna goes away for a week,
Yep.
Splatbooks and you. Now I don't know if you can see. I don't know how many are in this pile, but there's this pile here too. I don't know if I can lift this up. Oh.
Oh wow. Yep. Yeah. I kind of guessed a little bit what you have in your pile. So I taken
I got like
pile.
40. I got 40 of them.
Yeah, I have a third edition pile here that
good.
I kind of worked
Oh.
on because I thought that will be something you wouldn't cover that
No,
much.
perfect.
So that way I concentrated and thought, okay, what can I find in third edition era? I was thinking about, I will probably mention a few Pathfinder ones too that I should, get up here. And hang on a second, I should see if I can get it up here on the shelf.
Yeah. Let me see.
No, I don't think I have it in. I stashed it away in because I use them in PDF, so the physical copy I've stored somewhere else. So yeah.
Well, that's okay.
Yep, but I'll mention them. So yep.
Let me go here. And
that are the best.
Let me go to tabletop. So beforehand, we can talk about this. Everything seems to be working. It doesn't look like I'm crashing or anything, so that's good.
Yep.
I got no.
I should put
resources look good on the GPU and the CPU.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm reaching for stuff here, so I have another one here, so that we should mention. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, so Virtual GrabCon, we doubled. We got a whole bunch of events in now. Doubled in. We're up to 12. So let's keep it rolling there, everyone. Thank you. Looking for streamers to. Thanks, Mike. And like I said, Mike, you're more than welcome to hop on and talk about the Splatbooks you like. I won't make you talk much, so don't worry about it. Yeah.
Oh, he did such an awesome last time.
Yeah,
so,
it was great. It was great. Joe Block was going to come on, and then last second had to cancel. So yeah. All right. $5 plus $1.13 charge just for it just covers the costs. Love to get you in on this. We're going to get all of our streamers. Oh, wait a minute, Jeremy. You caught me with something I didn't do yet. Let me do that.
Oh,
I just got to click. I got to click this button there. Boom. There you go.
There you go. Yep.
Yep. All right. We should be good now. Thank you for the hype train so early. That's really cool. So I'm reaching out to streamers to get them to participate. I'm trying to get this lower. There we go. Got to figure out all the new camera angles and all that stuff. Watch this, Anna. Watch this. So I can just come down here and I can go with this new camera. I can just go like this.
Oh, there you go.
I took the hand controls off.
Oh yeah, because otherwise you talk and then the camera goes
just
somewhere
like the
else.
one downstairs, and I figured I had to turn it off finally. It was driving me crazy. So yep. Thanks, Wolf. So hopefully you guys enjoyed yesterday's game to start off, right? Which was a blast. I talked to Maram last night. He's like, Boy, I guess I'm in trouble. I'm like, well, when you take a demonology book, when everyone told you not to, and then it summons a demon, a type 5, yeah, kind of, and you're not there to help, yeah. But that was part of the fun of yesterday. So, but the con, I'm looking forward to it. New announcement. Okay, we're gonna have DM rewards this year. So I got with my sponsors. Anyone who DMs 8 hours, puts in 8 hours and does the 8 hours, not if they get canceled, does the 8 hours. Um, uh, it'll be a choice of one of the sponsors at $25 in gift certificates. If you go up to 12, it's $50 in gift certificates. I think that's more than fair. From our sponsor. So you could pick a 25 from Gamescape and a 25 from Frog God, or a 25 from Troll Lord, and a 25 from Everon, and then we may add another sponsor or two as well. So 8 hours is the minimum. Okay. DMing, not seminars, DMing games, just trying to pump it up a little bit to get more people involved. Because we had bad news that Greyhawk Reborn will not be joining us this year, as they're having some issues getting DMs, unfortunately. So, but it looks like
Well, then, yeah.
yeah. But
That's a problem. You can only run sessions you've written yourself, and that's a difficult limitation, but I can understand why they have it. So yeah.
Yeah, Jeremy, maybe get you and or Tony to run something, man.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool. Just, Rob put in a whole bunch. I got 3
Yeah.
events in,
Yeah,
it's coming.
I'm going to run, I want to run one full session,
Mm-hmm.
4 to 6 hours, and then I want to run a couple of skirmish sessions, like two
No,
hours, just fighting, just
perfect.
to get as an introduction to, but they will be scenarios, but they will basically be, my plan is that, say you're going to be men at arms or soldiers defending a keep in Shieldlands, and that will be it
Sounds
for
good.
like an hour or two or
Oh, that
something
kind of
like
stuff will
that.
go over great. People love
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
Yeah.
just as part of my playtest
Yeah.
stuff, so to speak. So there will be a scenario. You'll be in one spot and you're supposed to defend it for like an hour or two or something like that. So probably about 2 hour session, I think, will be good to run a number of sessions, and there will be
Great.
pre-gens and all that set up. So yeah.
No, I appreciate that. And so I think Yoav Neve is going to put in at least 1 or 2 events. Order of the Owl, I talked to Mark Jarnick today. He's supposedly they're gonna participate this year.
Yeah.
So things are good. Things are looking good. I just
Yeah.
wanted to point that out, that we are
When
moving forward
is
with it.
the event going live so people can sign up? What date?
They can sign it up now.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you mean to
I
sign
mean,
in for a game?
yeah, exactly. So yeah,
Here's the
so
date.
meaning when is the time I need to have them submitted so I'm not late to the
I would
party
love
of
by the end of this month. And the reason I say that is,
yeah.
remember, I go out on
Hmm.
August 12th for my
Yeah.
next hip replacement, and the event
Hmm.
registration actually begins August 30th. Between the
Yeah.
12th and the 30th, I'm going to probably be a
Okay.
little bit
No problem.
mentally,
I will have them up by next weekend. It's just
Hey,
that I've limited time before I leave to fix it all. So yeah.
hey,
So good.
Eric, if
Yeah.
you're interested in the virtual con too, this is the 6th year of it. So Anna did a great job redoing the logo. Also, the merchandise is up for the limited quantities for these T-shirts. I just, I know how many I sell every year. So
Hmm.
usually it's the hardcores that buy them, but
Yeah.
they're
Hmm.
available. But
Awesome.
yeah, it's a fun time. I do the joust every year. Luke normally is involved. Bones has won it 3 years in a row, and so yeah, we'll see what happens. But that's what's going to be going on. So just note, I'll be doing a lot of shout outs. Also, it's the top. If you go below it, next to the now live thing under the screen, it's the first
Yeah.
button. Just click on the picture.
Yeah,
And
we
you can
should
find it.
coordinate a time so I can squeeze a seminar in there somewhere, so to speak. So
Absolutely. I mean, we
yeah,
can do
yeah,
that. No
yeah,
problem at
exactly.
all.
So you coordinate where you
Yeah.
want it in
I think
schedule, and
I
then
think
we put it
early
in there.
Friday evening, like we
Yeah.
normally do,
Hmm.
between 6 and 8, I think
Yep. Yep.
Eastern, I think will work.
Yep.
Yeah, so
Perfect.
we'll
So
do
that
that.
we
Yep,
then I'll schedule my game around the seminar, so to speak. So yeah.
yep. And note,
Good.
it's all, you can do it via Zoom. You can do it via, our virtual GrowCon Discord, whatever you want to use. If you want to use your own software, your own Discord, it's fine. So, all right,
And it
all right,
can be streamed or not streamed as
right.
you'll please, so to speak.
For
Yep.
example, yes, and I will highlight any streamer who's on Twitch that's part of the community, affiliate minimum. I will highlight at least one, but you can stream 4 times if you want, but I will absolutely
Yep.
put it in the highlight, which starts from Thursday night, runs all the way through to Sunday night. So, and we're always looking for late nighters. Now, Arc Skull's joining us this year, as he did in the fundraiser, and he's in Spain, so that'll maybe give us some early morning stuff,
Yep.
So, and Armin's back, so Armin is in New Zealand. Maybe we'll get 1 or 2
Yep.
late night games from
Yeah, and
him.
since I'm on the
So,
West Coast, I can run some late ones too
yeah,
here
that would be great
as well.
too. That'd be
Yep.
fun.
Run a skirmish at
Yeah.
midnight or something or whatever, so we can cover some wee hours that way.
But let's get back to the topic tonight, shall we?
Yeah.
It's a fun topic tonight. And that is Splatbooks.
Yep.
Now, it's the 90s, right? When a lot of these come out.
Oh, you mean second edition era?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. When the
Yeah, that was
first
from like 1990 to 2000 or roughly. Yeah. Or
I don't
91 or
still really
92.
have a lot the money to buy these, right? So
Thankfully I was good. I first I had a discount because I owned a game store and I was part owner of a game store
right.
and secondly I had good salary, so I just bought them all when they came out. I just tick them off every year when the TSR catalog came out. I just say I want this, and then every month there was a little box for me, and that's half of my shelves are from that era.
That's cool. That's cool. So you have almost all of them then. You're
Oh
saying,
yeah,
of
those of the brown and the blue and the green ones,
yep.
I have all of them. Yeah.
So you missed the historical ones there, Jeremy? Well, look at this. These are the ones I've been trying to collect the last 3 years. There's 6 of them, and I think I have all 6.
Yeah. Yeah, they're sitting up
6.
there. Yep.
We got Mighty Fortress, Charlemagne's Paladins, Vikings, Glory of Rome, Celts Campaign, and the toughest one to get, Age of Heroes. This thing is, yeah.
Yeah,
and
they are good. Yeah, they're really good. They're a lot of cool inspiration. There's a lot of research and stuff into them that I'm amazed. Yeah. They did a great job putting those together.
A flex stream, yeah. But I've been, I'm in a different place now, and there's a different, what's the word? Appreciation for all this.
Oh yeah, I didn't get them, or I didn't understand them fully in the beginning. And another aspect of them, I don't think any other edition of D&D have remade them. No. That's the only time they have been made. There's no other Celt book or a book about the Celts or the Vikings or the Roman era or stuff of any other edition. So that's the only time they did them. So in that sense, they're also unique. A lot of the other Splat books have been redone for almost every edition, or at least several of the editions. But those are almost unique.
Yeah, my complete book, and it's right below too. My complete book of Necromancers was the one I really wanted, and that started it all off because of all the. Now you can still get it. You can get them pretty easily if you know where to look in PDF, right?
Oh yeah, you can buy them on DM's Guild.
Yeah.
Yeah, or Drive Through RPG, which of they're done the same. It's just a different web front, so to speak. But you can get them there. And they're like $15 each or something like that
which
as a
isn't
PDF.
bad, but still.
No, it's good.
This complete book of Necromancers in this condition I've seen going for $200, $250. It's ridiculous.
Oh,
the prices are crazy.
Yeah.
But I didn't have the appreciation for them back then, right? And once again, this. Yeah, go ahead, Anna.
I was going to say it was so cool that first came the first brown books that were for the players with the kind of additional rules and options for players, for characters, and then the blue ones that were for DM's guides and deeper rules and stuff for dungeon masters, and then the green ones that were historical reference and inspiration, so to speak. So I think that was some of the best D&D stuff ever made.
Yeah, too, Rex Fellas. You really needed to know what you were doing to utilize these green books. You really did. You couldn't just go, as a brand new DM and say, I'm going to use this. No, you're dead on that.
Yeah, for me, it's not something I will directly use in my game. It was something that we inspire things in my game. But that goes for all of these Splat books. I rarely use anything. Same thing with adventures. I don't. I read it and cherry pick from it.
I have an appreciation now for the depth of the second edition era, And that's kind of what I want to relay here is I don't know how they put out this much stuff. Now I know why they were in financial trouble. This is ridiculous. It's
But
absolutely ridiculous how many
yeah,
publications.
but we have to remember that a lot of this came out of the first glory era of D&D
Yeah,
when money was rolling in and profits were skyrocketing for a few years. That's when a lot of this was planned, and the culture of TSR that we need to work off and kind of use the momentum, so to speak. So that's and then the moment, like any golden age, it kind of fades off and you can't grow forever, so to speak. So
so
that's understandable. Yeah.
this is out of the Mighty Fortress book. This one,
Mm-hmm.
map of
Yeah.
Europe from 1610,
Yeah.
right? Showing all of the. It kind of feels like Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and all the stuff that they were doing there. But it's kind of cool. The historical areas. Um, it was neat. It was a neat idea, but I don't know, man. Just create this map and put that in there, and I don't know how they originally sold them for $15. Like how they made money on these. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I don't
yeah.
think they did make money on them.
No,
It
they
was
couldn't
like a
have.
lot of the campaign, the box sets,
Yeah,
they were losing money on
yep.
them too.
Oh, the box sets especially. Yeah, we even heard
Yeah.
that from Skip Williams when we had him
Yeah.
on. Let me get out
Yeah.
cells.
All
Yeah,
the cool settings had box
cells.
sets that were really cool. Then you had the Dragon Mountain, the Council
Yeah,
of
they did.
Worms, and a whole bunch of other stuff that was
Let's take a
coming
look at
out at that
this.
time.
So, lands of the Celts, Gaul, Scythia, and the Pyrenees are showing here. Oh, look at that. That's the map that comes with the Celts book.
Well, the Celts were, depending on who you include in the Celts, because it's kind of
Right,
a, yeah,
right.
it varied over time who you actually include, but they were in many different, and it was more, uh, from what I understand, it was not just like a people or nation in modern terms, it was more like a culture. So there were variations of it in many places, and it varied over time too.
That's true. So I know people dabbled with the green books, but I don't
Hmm.
know anyone who's like, I made this. I saw one in chat. I made this campaign. I'm still running it to this day, and with the Charlemagne's Paladins. I don't know anyone who's done that.
No,
So
and to be
yeah,
honest, I think to run a historic campaign in D&D for me, that will be way too limited because I would feel like I can't use magic much or a bunch of stuff. So I take inspiration from medieval-esque stuff heavily, but I run it fantasy.
yeah,
Yeah.
killing you. Not doing it intentionally. Yeah, not doing it intentionally tonight. We just want to have some fun with this discussion. This is one of
Hmm.
those like I was like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I was like, ah, cool, Splatbooks. I have so many of
Yeah.
them. All right.
Hmm.
Let's get to some useful ones. Shall we?
Yeah.
Go and just to talk about some of them. Now, I count these as splat books. I do, and Anna will have some in third edition that she does, but I got the hardback. I would run a historical fantasy campaign, but that would still require not use. Yeah, I know it's tough, man. Yep. Yeah, there was celts were everywhere. So let's go here. All right. So both these, and I got these are the hardback versions. My beat up one is in my pile. This is my reference for specialty priests. This is player's option spell and magic, and this is player's option. What's this one? Combat and tactics. Right. I consider these splat books too. I mean, it just gives you ideas. So let me run over and switch over to this. We'll do these first. Oh, oh, that's it. Well, that's where I got the idea. Yeah, that's right. It used to be New Jersey and New Perfect together. The ad. You're right. You're right. Hey, what's up, Dale? All right, so player's option spell and magic. I've gone over a lot of times, so I won't spend a lot of time on it. Richard Baker actually did this one.
Hmm.
I've never even talked to him about it. So maybe next year I will at when I see him at a con. But this is the spheres for specialty priests are in here. Spells that we've used that have gone into the campaign, a ton of them
Yeah,
going
this
in for
is
this
like
book.
late second edition era.
Late
This is
second
like
edition.
2.5 edition almost when they, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But some great spells are in here that you know from my game.
Yeah.
Repair injury, just battle fate, chaos ward. There's a lot in here that is really good. But there's a lot of ideas on customizing wizards, customizing priests, um, all the spheres, and just in the back is the golden era where you have this appendix showing all the different spheres that are needed to create a specialty priest. So, and a mage. Yep, that's mage. If you want to do that, Illusion Phantasm. So, great book, right? Second one, Combat and Tactics book. I actually got my last special ability that I put into the campaign and 1E out of it as I was going through it, and that was Weapon Mastery came out of this book. And I was like, wow. And that's not that long ago. It's only like 2 years ago at most, right? So, and who's this? It's Richard Baker again with Skip. So Richard Baker was doing a lot of stuff, I guess, to supplement Eberron, right? But let me see if I can find it. So there's a lot of really cool things in here, a lot of to do with miniatures, a lot to do with the tactics of miniatures. It kind of has a battle system feel to it a little bit, but this is like probably they took this stuff and did a lot and created fourth edition with a lot of this stuff in here. So
well, this I think foreshadow both third edition and fourth edition. This is where a lot of their thinking that they relied on these books when they did both third and fourth edition. I think a lot of thinking from here can be seen in later editions. Yeah,
I agree, Gary. You know me, I'm not going anywhere beyond 1E, 2E.
Yeah, but and I'm so amazed to see how D&D has evolved very gradually, meaning there's been a few new concepts introduced in every edition. And if we include from OD&D and basic and all that set, there'd been like 11 or 12 editions or something like that, depending on how you count. So meaning Moldvay and Mensa Basics and so on and so forth. If you count them as separate editions, I think there's been like almost a dozen editions. And it's so cool because each of these editions have tweaked or introduced one little new concept that has then been built upon continuously over the editions, so to speak. And I really really like the fact that it's grown on me, so to speak. And that's why I like fifth edition. But there's always things in every edition that I dislike, just like there's always things that I do like in every edition. So yeah.
There's a lot I disliked about second. I disliked what they did with druids.
Uh-huh.
I disliked the invokers and all
Yeah.
that stuff because I hated the opposing spheres. I liked much more specialized spellcasters, and that's what we did. And that's a great thing with 2E is these books. I don't see why you can't use them in third, fourth, or fifth edition. These books are going to give you a ton of ideas. We're just go over some of them.
That's what I've been using my rule books for get me ideas, and then build from there.
This kind of looks like the way we were playing back in like the late 80s, early 90s before Mega Terrain, and we only had color painted minis.
But that's how I still play it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have my tactiles and I draw with dry erase markers and have basic tokens or figures or whatever. Put dice on there or now I'm going to see if I can print like special tokens and stuff that I can use. So and I have my laser printer, so I'm going to print like tokens with pictures on them and stuff.
I'm looking for 76. All right, so this is what I took out of this entire book. The one thing I pilfered from this book was coming up here at page 76. I talked about just recently, and that's Weapon Grand Mastery. So basically a triple specialization. Hey, Goblin.
How much bonuses will that give you?
It's just like you, Anna. It gives. So, for example, single specializations +1 hit +2 damage.
Yeah.
Doubles +3 +3.
Yeah.
You have to have both of them as a prerequisite. And the Weapon Grand Mastery, you must seek out another master to train you in your weapon. Ups your weapon from die 8, for example, for longsword against to die 10.
Yep.
Yeah,
There
you
you
know,
go.
right?
Yep. Just like I.
Right, or 1 die
Mhm.
12 to 2 to 16.
Yep.
Right? It's got to be a one-handed weapon, so it can't be
Yep.
two-handed swords or any of that stuff.
Yep.
So basically, long sword or bastard sword is like the biggest you could do.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah, yeah.
which you
It's
do that.
in Hawktails. I have 4 levels of mastery,
Mhm.
so you upgrade the die, and if you go beyond D12, you just add a +2 in damage instead of increasing the die size.
Yeah, surely double. Yeah, that would work if you know, if we were if you know, the guys from Animal House were here, double secret probation. Yeah, but yeah, I like the idea. I was like, oh, this will work for
Hmm.
my game.
Yeah.
Because and I wasn't going to let anyone back convert. So it has to be. Oh, it's also straight fighter class only.
Okay. Yeah.
That gives fighters another kick,
Yeah.
a
In
bump up.
in
So
Hawktails is anyone. You just spend the XP
right,
and
we don't have
you
classes, so that would there's
exactly. So
reasons
that's
why.
why.
Yeah,
Yep. Hmm.
yeah. But for me, it's just fighters. So that's where I
Oh
got it.
yeah. Yeah. So only not the other warrior classes like
Mm-mm.
paladins and stuff.
Nope,
Only fighters.
only
Okay.
fighters.
Yep.
Fighters are the only ones that get fighters are only the ones that get the battle and demoralizing shout, and they're the only ones that can
But that
grandmaster.
also makes sense because you want people to have a reason to play play the plain fighter, so to speak, that with no fancy extras.
That's it. I mean,
Hmm.
and you want to figure out like you want to make all your classes so useful, right?
Yeah.
You know,
Hmm.
so um, no specialization. All right, well that's cool. There's a lot of different things you can tweak, and that's what we're going to talk
Yeah.
about here. And so that
Hmm.
that is what I got out of this. Now, some other things that I incorporated that they have in here that I incorporated was the sword and board style that and I didn't even weapon and shield style, and I did that not even knowing that it was in this damn book. I did it on my own. So if I go to just to show you what that means, I got too much open. By the way, is anyone seeing an increase in the resolution of the stream? Let me know.
Yeah.
I
Go to
I'm
that little
streaming.
cogwheel and see what options
Yeah,
you get there.
yeah, I am streaming in a higher resolution supposedly, but I don't know if it's working. You know, it's all in play test now. It's all in beta, so I don't think it's working the way it's meant to work. But you know, I'm trying. There'll be a lot of testing going on over the next couple weeks. It is. Oh, okay.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks crisper. It seems higher def. Good. Well, so you didn't have 1080p before? Is that what you're saying, John? You did not have 1080p last time, and now you're doing. Which hey, that's good if it's up. Oh, I have a new headset. My audio sounds much better with a brand new headset too.
Hmm.
Yeah. Uh, the page I have up is a little blurry. That could be because it's not a great PDF either. So let me go back here. All right. All right. Well, that's good. All right. Maybe it is. It just seems more stable. All right. Good. We'll take that as a win. It's the same. Okay. We'll figure it out. It's going to take some time. Um, here we go. Let me go to here. Oh my God. Proficiencies. Give me 1 second here. All right, here it is. All right, so we come down here. We were losing. We were losing the tank sword and like those weapon and shield players. We're losing them, so I created a sword and board, shield mastery sword and board, you can't see it because I'm not on that page. Duh. Yeah, cool. So shield mastery, sword, and board, which kind of goes in that book too. Shield's a magical bonus, including masterwork function at 1+ better. Sword and board, +1 to hit with one melee weapon when combined using a shield does not stack with double, but it'll stack with single specialization. All right, so there you go. So I mean, and that could be anyone. That's not just fighter. So another thing that they share in that. So I guess I was thinking in the right place there. Okay. Anna, what about like for you in a third edition book,
Yeah, we're going
Combat
to. I
Tactics?
thought, yeah, because I knew you were going to go through these, and I like these too.
Right.
They gave me a one ton of inspiration. But then third edition came out, and
Hey, Rob.
they
Thank
redid
you.
a bunch of the those blue books and the brown books. The first ones that came out were the
Gosh,
a
good thing.
bunch of complete books, the complete mage, the complete
Okay, cool.
yeah, the complete first there was a complete adventure that was like equipment and these were options for characters, so to speak. And then you have the complete arc the complete warrior was one of the earliest ones for fighters. And then you had one for paladins and stuff, the complete champion.
So basically, they took the brown books and they enhanced them,
Exactly.
or
Yeah, they are these have more pages, I think, than the brown books, or they are 160 pages, something like that,
all right, that's
160
half of them.
pages each. Yeah, so they rehashed that they are not it's not mechanically the same by any means
Right.
because third edition is so different, but it's the same spirit. It's all the extra cool stuff you can
Oh,
get rules wise, equipment wise,
these are my
spell
brown
wise, and
ones.
stuff. Yeah. And then there were for thieves and or like rogues and bards, there were complete scoundrel for them, and there were complete divine for clerics and druids and stuff, and then there were complete arcane and a complete mage. So there were two books for them. So there were a whole bunch of them. Some of them you can get on DM's Guild. I just checked. You can get a couple of these for 13.50 in PDF, but not
Really?
all of them.
Oh,
Yeah,
in
not
PDF. I thought you meant
yeah,
hard
exactly.
copy. Oh
No,
my
no,
gosh, I
just
was like,
PDF, not
yeah,
PDF, only PDF. But you can't get them in not all of them. So some of them are and then there
see
were
what I'm missing.
more these had the same design, but then you have arms and equipment guide, which I think was a really cool one that was had a lot of these introduced magic building materials and cool stuff like that that had barely been touched in earlier editions. So those were when it comes to things for players. But then there were a bunch of books here in third edition that I think was for me running my games that were eye-opening. And one of the one I really love was
Patrick.
Libris Mortis.
Okay.
Yeah, the Book of Undead. This one is like a Bible of cool ideas for undeads. It talks about their nature, their physiology, how they're created, you fight them, and all sorts of cool stuff, so to speak. Lots of cool options and ideas. So this is a chair pick, and I still like a lot of the Hawktail inspiration comes from
Oh,
this
cool.
book. Yeah, so I really like it. It's a lot of cool inspiration on Undead. So then they did similar things for Aberrations, Lord of
Lords of
Madness. So
Madness.
there's
Yeah.
yeah, so there's a similar ones. I don't think this one is equally good as the Undead one. I think is better, but this one is not bad. It's a good one from from coming up with cool ideas and you can get like it's like the third edition version of the ecology of, so to speak. It's the same kind of spirit there. And then here comes one of my absolute
Yeah.
favorites of
Yeah.
every
No.
book. Yeah, third edition Dragonomicon is a gold standard of D&D books, any edition ever. And I haven't read a physical copy of the new Dragonomicon, but I'm pretty sure that it doesn't come up to this standard. This one I think is fantastic. It's not really my vision of dragons, but like so many other things, I needed to read this in order to find out because I take inspiration from things I don't like as much as I take inspiration from things I do like. So this one has, even if I don't like it, I still think it's fantastic writing, a lot of cool art, and awesome options when it comes yeah. Exactly, Von Molku. That's exactly that's my view. They have some junk and a lot of some gold in them, and the combination of them are really cool. And third edition, they had a lot of they spend a lot of money, so the production values of these books are almost unmatched.
They
There's
are really
like
nice. They
they
are
are
really nice.
fantastic. They're full of art, full color, and all of that, so to speak. So it was a golden era of games. And then there is two other books. One is a kind of an obvious one that is now, I think, hard to get and worth a lot of money, and that's Ghost Walk. If you want to
Yeah, I have
play
that here
on Beyond,
somewhere in the
yeah,
pile.
yeah, if you want to play on Beyond Death, Ghost Walk gives you campaign options for that to
I
happen.
have that somewhere.
And I love the idea so much that Hawk Tales will come with rules for playing Beyond Death, but I have taken a different path from this one in some aspects, so to speak. But I really love the idea, and this is another book that gave me a lot of good thought and a lot of inspiration. So I love it. This was a golden era of a book. And then it's one that I think always gets missed or no one talks about it or no one mentions it. So it's one of the forgotten books of third edition that covers something that should be obvious, but no one even understand why it needs a book. And I'm talking about Heroes of Battle.
Yeah.
And it's a book how to run military campaigns. I don't think it's when it comes to the theme and some of the stuff in here is not that well done, but I applaud them for the effort. And there are some parts in this. It's like every third edition book. Some is crap, some is gold. And the same thing in here. There are cool rules for siege engines, for various magic, for big things and how to storm a castle and stuff like that. So there are some really cool stuff in here. So this gave me a lot of inspiration when it comes to so this is from third edition era. Some of the books that I think were
So I'm going to shock
good.
some of you.
Yep.
A couple streams ago, we had a discussion on a really good book that was better in third edition than first. Can't
Oh,
teach an old dog new trick. No.
Deities and demigods. Oh, Manual of the Planes. Yeah,
So
both
I got it.
Manual of the Planes. Good.
I got it.
Yep.
I got it.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
Manual of the Planes and Deities and Demigods are two hidden
yeah.
gems in third edition. Yep. So
So
they should be
I
in.
actually bought it.
If you're a D&D nerd, get the third edition Manual of the Planes and Deities and Demigods. They are solid hits, and no matter what edition of D&D you're playing or cast, if you're playing Greyhawk, get those two books. They are worth their
Yeah,
wait.
it's
Yeah,
pretty
they
cool. Some of
mm-hmm.
the
Yep.
implementations in there. So when a suggestion comes out and it's an addition beyond second and it's worthwhile for me to get, I'll get it and
Yep.
utilize. Yeah.
Yep. So those are good. And then since I moved from Pathfinder from 3.5 to Pathfinder, I did a very
Mhm.
short 4E stint of like a year or so, and then I kind of no a Pathfinder that was so close to 3.5 that I just moved into Pathfinder. And there is one book I want to put above everything else that I think is the pinnacle of third edition here, and that's Ultimate Campaign. I've used the PDF so long that it's hidden somewhere behind the physical book of it, so sitting there. But it's a fantastic book about building realms, kingdoms, downtime rules, rules for cities and settlements, factions, and stuff like that. And I think it's fantastic. It has mass combat. It has some really cool rules for settlements that I think are some of the best I've ever seen. And so that was a book that really resonated with me. So it's Ultimate Campaign. I think you can get it from Paizo site for like $9 or $5 or something like that in
Oh, okay.
PDF. Yeah. So I'm going to check and see if I can find a link to it while you go and talk about
All right.
some of the other
What was I
ones.
doing
Yeah.
here? Give me 1 second here. I want to check something. If you know anyone who has not followed the channel yet, I am 11 followers away from 13,000. Just letting you know. So if anyone out there, yeah, this will never happen. But I wish all Splatbooks were written at the time the core is developed. So yeah, man, the problem with that, Gary, is you get so many different writers. Yeah, that's the issue. Now, all right, I'm going to go. I'm going to go to one of these brown books and go over one I wouldn't use, although I do have some of these in my game. So maybe I looked at it a little bit just to get a direction, but you could use if you want to go that way. And here we go. Here's the complete book of humanoids. Right? complete book of humanoids. Do you want to have player characters that are humanoids, or do you want to have NPCs like I do, like the legendary Pupu Kaka, a bugbear, and a goblin? Well, here you go. You got all this. Here are all the races options they give you. This is a good book to have. Look, they even have the Swan Maid here, and now I think that's a cool idea because Swan Maids are technically human or half elven, most of them. So, Spinecast's all about that book. There you go. So perfect. This is a good one to get. To recommend. I don't think it's that expensive either. I don't think it's burst out because it was so rare like some of the others. So you may be able to get this for a reasonable amount, or just get it in PDF. But you got a whole bunch. You got the ogre and half ogre in here, and the half orcs in here too. You got options. They have a really cool picture, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to find it. It shows you the height differences between humans and all the humanoids, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it just scrolling through real quick, but um, yeah, that's an Elmore. Yeah,
Yeah. They
but
don't seem to have the first edition PF1 Ultimate Campaign available as PDF anymore. That's sad.
which one
But
is
I'm
it?
sure the Ultimate Campaign from
Oh,
Pathfinder First Edition. But
oh,
I'm sure you can get a physical copy from secondhand somewhere
we
from.
could beg Eric Mona. Eric, I need
Oh yeah,
this.
yeah, somewhere. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
because I think it's a great one. So yeah. There's some other books. I
yeah.
have to look in my list to see if there's some else there.
So they are. It's just some of them are so damn expensive, but I like this book just to have it. Like I said, I'm not turning my game into letting people PC remix. It's not happening, right? But I'm going to give you an example of why you may want to have this book around. What happens if someone dies and they get reincarnated by a druid? They may come back as a humanoid, right? Druid or a mage may come back as a giant badger. Even now, it's not in here, but the other stuff's here. So, because we've had two instances in the Rogues Gallery of a lizard man and a centaur being reincarnated. So there you go. And that just gives you some ideas. And so I like this book. Like I said, I don't use it every day, but it has some ideas here for traits, everything, anything you can think of. I was looking for that. There it is. Here it is. I like this. Is cool.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yep.
think that's cool. Here's a human, and it shows
Yep.
all the different ones and their heights and all. Yeah, I think, and that's 6 foot there, 6 foot tall male. Gives you an idea. Yep. So cool one. All right. Let's go to now. Let's go on a quick tangent here. These black ones have something in common, along with this one, and that is they're all Forgotten Realms based for the
Oh
most part.
yes. Yeah.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so with the exception of this book, which has a lot of Greyhawk mixed into it, right? The Drow of the Underdark by Greenwood. Trust me, you can use a lot of stuff in here,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
Uh, the rest of them, I haven't used that much, except for one thing. What would that be? That I take out of whenever I see them in these books? What's the number one thing I love pilfering out of these books, Anna?
Spells, I
Yes.
think. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Drow the Underdark and Seven Sisters especially.
Yep.
Yeah.
And both second and third edition are golden eras for spells because there's so many spells for
Oh
both of
yeah.
those editions. I think they second and third edition are the editions that have the most number of spells. Fifth edition is probably catching up on both of them, but now the Great Net spell book and all the splat book that came out in the D20 glut era have so many spells. It's crazy. Yep.
Yeah. So this book is fantastic. Let's go to a spell that was cast yesterday by Fornlin. right in here.
Those are also really good production values. I love the art and the layout
100%.
and stuff looks really, really good.
And I don't know if it's blasphemous or not, but we've ported Illustrae into Greyhawk. We've used
Well,
Illustrae in Greyhawk. Yeah.
yeah, I
So
I definitely would probably do the same thing because it's like an elven god.
yeah.
So I love those. Just like I will definitely take drow stuff from these books, use in my Greyhawk. That's for definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure I wasn't doing anything that and let's see here, the Wizard Spell Compendiums. Yes, they're not splat books though, right? You know what I mean? But yeah, those Wizard Spell Compendiums. I had them when I did spells and more spells a couple weeks ago. Rob, I showed all those. Where's the Mage? Is Mage before this? I think Mage is before this. Sorry, I think they put Mage first in this. That's what happens when I scroll through like crazy.
Yep.
Hold on.
It's
Duh,
okay. We
just
have
look, just look.
it's
Yep,
gone so far, really good technically so far. So we haven't had
49,
many glitches.
49,
Yeah.
49, 49, 49. All right, here we go. Stop. Here it is. So right here is Acid Bolt. Surface dwelling wizards view this spell as an improved version of the Mel's Acid Arrow, but Acid Bolt is a very old spell, thought to date before the descent of the Drow. So she cast this on the Abomination Troll and also on the Type 5 Demon. The one that gets hit takes a lot of the damage, and then it takes splash damage afterwards. And then there's area effect of 20-foot radius where you can take some damage, but really the target's the one taking the most damage in here. It's a cool spell. So it's been in my campaign for a while. Yeah. Just appreciate that they were added. These spells were originally. Yep. Oh yeah, man. Rob, they're all. Someone spent the time, and someone had a database somewhere where every spell that was published, and they were able to put those 4 books together to compendiums. Absolutely, 100%. So, what do you got? What do you got there, Gary? Did you just said it's Ships of the Sea? Well, I got that up here. That's a great one too. We talked about that
Yeah.
a little bit on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, in my blue pile. So I won't spend a lot of time on the Forgotten Realms ones because just note Seven Sisters, Pirates of Fallen Stars, Secrets of the Magister, Giant Craft, Code of the Harpers, Drow of the Underdark, and I think for some reason my Dragonomicon one, which I left downstairs for some reason.
Yep.
So they're the black covered ones.
Yeah. I
All the
have
same.
there's another a couple of more in from third edition that I have a hard time getting because they're by my computer and on on the shelf there. But those are more kind of environmental books that I think were really cool, and they were the cityscape, the
Oh, hey Patrick,
sandstorm,
what's up?
and frostburn.
Oh,
So they were
Frostburn, yeah.
cityscape for urban adventures, really cool for doing a lot of stuff like that. Sandstorm for deserty stuff and so on, and Frostburn for the cold adventures. And there were also the Storm Rack is the one for seafaring. And then there was also the Seafarer's Handbook that I'm not sure. I think it's a Calamar a book that I think was really good when it comes to seafaring and ships and stuff. That was in third edition era. So I think they're worth mentioning because I used them back in the day.
I was looking to see if I do have this one. All right, this is another Forgotten Realms one, but I kind of like it.
Yeah.
This is a brown cover, Wizards and Rogues of the
Hmm.
Realms, because it has a lot of archetypes in there and has a lot of things you can do specialties with. It tells you about like the Wizards and Rogues of different areas, right? But I think you can use this and get an idea for what the difference between a cat. Maybe you want to make what's the difference between a caster from the Great Kingdom to a caster from Selene. I think you could do some of that with this. So someone spent the time to put this together. I think that's kind of cool. I'd love to see someone do this. Will kind of is doing this for 5e, but do it for 1e, 2e. Um, Why? I'll tell you why, Rex Fellas. I'll tell you why on the Ships in the Sea is ridiculous in price. And let's go. All right, we can go right there now. I know I have it. Do I have that up here? Maybe not. Give me 1 second. I only have 30 things open right now. So and you guys are saying that things are going okay with. Okay, things are going okay with fighters. Yep, Jeff, I got that one right here. Do I have that one here?
Oh yeah, there you go. That's the second edition, Ships in the Sea. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking. Yeah, I have the Fighter's Handbook right here. All these. Let me put these on top of the Forgotten Realms ones for now. Okay. All right. So this book is embedded in Ghost of Saltmarsh in 5th edition, but it's not complete. There's stuff in there that is not in that's in this book that's not in the 5th edition book, and it was not popular at the time. So when it came out, it's one of those like no one. It was a limited print run, and it's just rare. It's a rare
Oh
book.
yeah, that's when they started to run out of money too.
Yeah,
I think when
it's
they
a
did them.
rare book,
Yeah.
and I think with that, that hurts. Trying to get it. Uh, but yeah, I would. My thing is wait it out. Wait it out. So thanks, darling. So remember we were talking about the Judges Guild ship book, right? The other day, the one that is like the small one, but it's got all these schematics in them. Most of them didn't have them. Well, I found one on eBay that did, and that was I negotiated down. I got it for $25, so it's on its way. It's shipped. I haven't received it yet, so I'll show it to you when I get it. But you just got to wait them out sometime. Right place, right time. You never know what you'll find in a store. Like for example, this one. Where's green? Where are my greens? This one is like what? This one's like 150, maybe 100 to 150 minimum on eBay. This is the Age of Heroes source book. I got this at Days and Nights in Delaware and I still got on it for $55. It's one of the ones I didn't have. I'm like, I'm buying it. I want to complete the collection. So yeah, you just got to be right place, right time for a lot of these books. So yeah, what's up, darling? Darling will be her stream will be again Thursday night after my initial kickoff stream for Virtual GradCon. Should be running at like 10 o'clock on Thursday. So, yep, keep on doing that, Michael. So, so with the Ships in the Sea has a lot of great information here. Now, is it way more than what you need in Dungeon DMG First Edition? Yes, but maybe you want that. It shows a lot of great pictures and a lot of great things. And probably you don't want to back convert the 5th edition one to second, first second. So I can understand why you want this, but you can get the PDF. Yeah, but it's always nice to have the books. So yeah, this is like the last hurrah for me was getting a lot of these together to finish the collection off, right? So yeah, all the brown ones, non-spinning. I don't have the Paladins one. I got to get the Pally one. I still don't have that. Yep. Age of Heroes is 200. Yeah, that's about right. It's about right. 200 on eBay. Yeah. Like I said, you got to be right place, right time sometimes. So, all right. Let's see. One that is useful. All right, here's a useful blue book. Probably one of the most useful ones of all. That I'm going to share with one I don't know that I've seen anyone else with. Let me get it out here. It's actually got a little nick on the top, and that is this Monster Mythology. We've gone over before, right? Good one. Really good book. And kits are wonderful if you utilize them properly, right? So Monster Mythology is a great book. show, it's kind of neutrally written, but you got a lot of gods in here, and look at them all. Yeah, we want gods galore, ones you've never heard of before, like Ding Karazhan. What the hell's that? There you go. Let's go there. So page 65. Let's take a look. Maybe a hero. Aaron. Sarah. There you go. Ding Karazhan's the lost mad demigod, magically bound to a stone throne and level the abyss. There you go. I mean, like I said, there's going to be so much here. Lots and lots and lots of ones you can utilize. And also if you want to do specialty priest spheres, for these, this is a place where you'll have some options to do that. Like if you come, and here is let's go to one we all know. Loth, right? Here's Loth. Priesthood of Loth. Here's all the spheres right here. You just gotta look under requirements. We're going to build them up by spheres. Here it is. All animal. The star means it's a lesser. Chaos, lesser, charm, combat, creation, divination, elemental, earth, water, guardian, healing, necromantic, protection, summoning. So that's a lot. I'd cut some of them out. That's too many. One of the problems of the Forgotten Realms era was way too many spheres, I think. So, yep. Note, aside from being written by Carl Sargent, it was effectively made default and Greyhawk and from the ashes. Sam, I agree, but still there's some of these that you've never even heard of before, right? Yeah, but it's a good book. It's a good book, so I recommend it. Do you have a favorite blue book border?
That must be the Monster Mythology. I think it's really good. It covered a lot of stuff that I needed,
Right.
and it gives campaign depth.
I think the blue ones are the best, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I really do.
Yeah, and there's also because they have more Greyhawk. The other ones are more generic character options. You can find that in a bunch of other stuff, but the blue ones had Greyhawk stuff in it that was. It's too bad that none of them came with the Greyhawk logo. We got several of them with Forgotten Realms logo, but no one with the Greyhawk because that was after Gary was ousted. So Greyhawk was like persona non grata for years.
All right, so here are some of the other ones I have. Now, one of these I'm going to shock you on, and if someone has this, I will be impressed. But it's not even 1 second here. All right, so first off, The Castle Guide, good book, real good book.
Yep. I think what I remember from that I used was the different roles in a castle. You had the different castellan, and there were like job descriptions, so to speak, and titles. That was really cool.
Complete book of villains.
Another good one. Yep.
This one really you can get into depth with, and if you go into your campaign, especially city adventuring, or you know, people like the shopping sprees and all that stuff, and that is this one, Sages and Specialists. Another good one. So, I mean, this one really gets into depth on a lot of just normal city folk, right? Campaign source book and catacomb guide.
That's yep.
Another cool one. This one I got was slight water damage. I think I got this one for like $15. It's like I couldn't pass up on this, but it's a little. You can see it. It's got a little bit of a sheen on it. So it took a little minor, like wherever it was, humidity, and I don't care. Just to get a copy of it. All right, and then the granddaddy of them all. I'll bring this up. Let me close out some of these before I crash everything. Not that one. Okay. Let me go here. The complete book of necromancers. The most used one by far for me.
Yeah,
right?
it was a that it's a really
Yep. You got the council guide? Yeah, I'm going to share with one right here that I'm sandbagging, which I saw. I think I got this at Days of Nights as well, and I was like, um, it was 30 or 35, and I was like shocked. It's in pristine condition, and I think I don't know if I've ever, maybe it's just me because I don't ever recall seeing it before. The Complete Book of Necromancers has some great things in here. Now, a lot of spells. Um, the 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 dark the prize, the dark gifts, uh, is some really unbelievable. We use this in my game now. So like when they get to higher levels, they get these special crazy innate abilities, but there's a penalty to each, um, and that's all detailed in this book. It was really cool to make them. There's a lot of subclasses in here. It's a really good book. Recommend being Yep. I know Alan Crowley really cherishes this. The Dark Gifts cherishes this book too. Um, so when you get to a certain level, here, there's a table, and here they all are. You can get to roll for this ability you're going to get. Like as you can see, some of these magic resistance, you can be regenerating. Augmented spell casting, spell immunities, all sorts of things. I think Walt's character got the somnolic gaze riff. I think he has that. But then there's a penalty that goes with it, so he needs to sleep underground in dirt or he can't get spells back. So yeah, so if he's yeah, it's pretty neat the way that thing works. Also, they can grow like tails and horns and mutations. Yeah, so there's bad things that go with it. Yeah, so it's a really good book. I highly recommend it. And there's a lot of spells in here. You'll find that were in Dragon magazines that are here a little more detailed. And Graph Flesh, that's a spell I use all the time. Well, it's high level. Corpse Host is another one. Ghoul Gauntlet's disgusting. Yeah, that's really crazy. There's some cool spells in here. So that's it. Now, here comes, I don't even think I have a PDF on this next one. I saw this and I was like, I gotta have this just because I've never seen it before. There we go. Dun, 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 dun. It's a Dark Sun splat book.
Yep.
The Complete Gladiator's Handbook.
There were some good ones for yeah.
I was like, whoa! And there's color on the inside of this one.
Yep.
Yeah. I was like, what the hell?
I would have loved to see Greyhawk stuff with that logo and things like that. That would be so cool. Yep.
So if you want, and I don't see why not, if you're using gladiatorial combat in like Greyhawk City or somewhere, in the Great Kingdom or whatever, you couldn't utilize this book. Um, I saw this and I was like, I gotta have this. It's in perfect condition. It was cheap. I gotta think this is a rare book. I don't know who illustrated by. Let me see. I don't want to crack it too much. Brahm, yes, by Brahm. Yep, absolutely.
He was the lead artist on Dark Sun.
Yeah, Rex Hall's Greyhawk. Greyhawk City has gladiators. Yeah, there's an arena. Yeah, yeah. So I like it. I like the book, and it's in color. And I was like, woo, score. Um, and it's not like I'm going to utilize stuff from, and they got an arena example in here. Right? Of course, it does say Slade pens. I won't go over well today, but yeah, yeah. So it's all his work that all for Dark Sun. That's cool. So to give you some ideas on some things you could utilize, there's one. Anyone else have this? or am I the only one?
I have it. It's sitting in my
Oh,
trove
awesome,
of
Anna.
dark of yeah. I was actually gifted from one of my gaming buddies, Brian Darnell. He when he moved from here,
Cool.
he gave me a whole bunch of Dark Sun stuff, and that's one of the books that is sitting in my pile behind. Yeah, I didn't have room in my shelves, so yeah.
I've never found one for Ravenloft or Al-Qadim
No,
or
I don't
or
think they.
or
Yeah.
Planescape. I don't think so. It's reprint. That's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. So yeah, that's my prize of the blue
Hmm.
books.
Yep.
Um, and like I said, I think the
But
blue books are
they
the
were
best.
black kind of rather than blue, right?
Yeah, that one's a little more black. It's like
Yeah.
darker. It's
Hmm.
dark,
Yep.
real dark blue
Exactly.
on
It's
that one.
really, really dark. Yep.
Yeah, but I like that one just because sometimes you get a score in life and you find something you never knew existed after all this stuff. And I thought, I know everything that existed in the 1A2E era, but that's not true. Not at all. I mean, I barely know the stuff for Birthright. I got a Birthright box set downstairs, but I don't know of any of the accessories. You know, was there a lot of splat books or yeah, but they weren't in that form. They were full color books. Yeah, they were like Volo guides. Sam, right? Yeah. Necromancer says a mini campaign set in Al Qadim. Yep, it does. That's true. That's true. Absolutely. So, complete Shire's handbook. Hmm. Oh, that's cool. Oh my God, it needs to review the security of the connection before I can go look at it. Oh, look at that. It's beige. Huh. There's one for Al Qadim. Cool. Complete Shire's
Okay.
handbook. Huh.
Wow.
Yeah, that's cool. No, I don't have the Psionicist's handbook because I don't use Psionics. That's one I don't have, Lord Kalana. I should just get it to have it in collection, but I don't. A lot which shows up in Lieber Morse had Origins and Van Richten guys. That makes sense because they really stopped doing Ravenloft, didn't they, back then at that edition? Yeah, yeah. I don't remember ever seeing that one. You missed product codes, yeah, Gary. Complete seats, the complete. That's one. Yes, complete Spacefarer's Guide. Spelljammer has one. Yeah, I remember seeing that one. You're right. Yeah, yeah. No Sonics, no Dark Sun. I know, but I don't. It's okay. I want to use the Gladiator stuff from Dark Sun and help me with my Greyhawk Gladiator fighting. Alrighty. So, let's talk about. See what I got here. Let me close out some of these. Once again, I got way too many open. Oh, you know what? Let's go to the Castle Guide. We didn't talk about that one, Anna. It's a good book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there we go. Well, Fox book was the best shot at Sonics. Use it. So it made it a little more reasonable there, Michael. I believe you. Dungeon Master's Guide. Michael, you Von Mocha, you're able to put in any games for. Oh, so if you didn't hear, for Virtual GrowdCon, I got it. It's small, but I got DMs rewards, 8 hours of games submitted and played, $25 gift certificate to one of our sponsors participating, 12 hours of games, 50. Okay, so just putting a little bit of a tidbit in there to try and get more DMs in. All right, so yep, yep, absolutely. Here's the castle guide. I think this does a real good job feeling feeling what a medieval castle. And I don't know, if it's not realistic to you for like the Baileys and all,
No, but I think a lot of it is, and also in a fantasy setting, you can't go with strict medieval
right
castles.
with
You have to
spells.
beef them
Yeah,
up, and you have to, meaning when you have dragons and magic and a bunch of stuff, you need to rethink them a bit. So start with cool medieval and then build from there, so to speak. It's
true, true.
so yeah, so I can see, and we talked about that on the mapping show, or was it Gabbin or something? We showed a bunch of star forts and a
Yeah,
whole bunch of stuff,
absolutely.
so to speak. So yeah, And so that is something that you can look at all eras. Even gunpowder era has interest because that's more like when giants can hurl huge boulders and you can use magic, then you should definitely look into both star forts and the more modern bastion stuff that came after the medieval era. That so you should definitely take inspiration from that when you construct your fantasy castles. And even more than that, I've tried to meddle with dragon chains and all sorts of cool stuff to stop dragons from attacking and keep them further away than their breath weapon reach and cool stuff like that.
Chewie had a lot of stuff, man.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So here's something I don't agree. It says, in kingdoms where magic is more common, these crafts may be looked upon awe. While knights may recognize the value of a magical holy weapon, they will consider the use of spells like fireball be less than honorable tactics. Well, too damn bad. I mean, if you're going to protect your keep, and you have a wizard, your fireball, you're going to blast all the troops coming. I mean, it's just, it's. I don't see any difference between a Greek fire or boiling oil being poured on someone in a fireball spell. You know what I mean? It's all going to serve the same purpose. You're going to take out all the riffraff. So yeah. Once again, imagine all these books and all the writing that took place during this era. Look, taxes, yay! Tax your serfs to death. There you go. Oh, serfs. That's funny. Just said that. Day in the life of a peasant. There's a lot of cool stuff in these books. You need to take each book, look at it, and go, I can use this, or I need this. This is what I have a small town, but I want to make it a little more medieval. You know, I want to use the tax rates in here. That kind of stuff. All right, another good one. So, yeah, talk about knighthoods, unusual castles. Was that guy on fire? Uh, oh yeah, look, they're pouring it on that's funny. Warfare. Like I said, someone's took a lot of time to put these books together. Siege attacks. This is also in first edition Dungeon Master's Guide, but it's probably updated slightly. There's some spells in here that aren't in the original. Treants in here. Wow. Huh. Golems are in there. That's good. Giants. Yeah, I think Treant's an ad. That's cool. All right. What questions does anyone have so far? No, going very general tonight because where I utilize something. I showed you. I showed you with the weapon mastery. I showed you with the necromancer. I've taken stuff right out of these books. Um, you know, complete book of humanoids, monster mythology. But with these, honestly, there's no use in my campaigns. I just like having them. I am missing one. There's 7 of them, and I have 6. So there's one I'm missing still. Gotta make that a goal. Which splat books or parts of a splat book should we not be using? Well, I'd say ones you don't like. How's that for an answer? I'm gonna be very generic. If there's something in there you go, wow, I can utilize this and I like it, use it. If you say this is stupid or this doesn't, don't use it. Seriously, every DM's different. So, which green are you missing? Well, I have here we go. I have Age of Heroes, Celts, Mighty Fortress, Charlemagne's Paladins, Vikings, and Glory of Rome. I think isn't there an Adventures one? It's a strange title. So there's one I'm missing.
Okay.
Yeah, one I'm missing. Covers a lot more than Shire, including an extensive section on the alchemy mages who are elemental based. You should find some interesting elemental spells in it. Cool, Sam. So I should try and look for that one. Age of Heroes. I have Age of Heroes. I thought there were 7. I have Age of Heroes. Maybe there's only 6. I have Glory of Rome. Yes, Glory of Rome. I thought there was one Oh no, I have Mighty Fortress 2. There are 7. I'm missing one. Yep. No, I did not, Michael. Oh, the Crusades. I have the Crusades. That's the one I don't have. Yep, gotta get the Crusades. Yep. I have Charlemagne's. It's the Crusades. Yeah. Michael, let me scroll back up. I missed it. Or anyone else? Is the weapon mastery simple or the same as weapon special? No, it's not. No. And we talk. You may have missed it, Michael. You weren't on. It's triple specialization. You need to get trained. It has to be a straight fighter only. You have to have single specialization, double specialization to weapon, single one-hand weapon. You must seek out a trainer for it in my game. No one's done it yet. And then you're like, for example, if you're battle axe, your die goes from die 8 to die 10 on the weapon. That's it. So you +3 to +3 damage specializations, and then die 1 die level up, which against for longsword can get really nasty against large creatures. Yep. Yep. So, all righty, that's a good question. Yep, no problem. Thank you. It's a no problem. All good. Thank you very much. All right. Any other questions so far? Yeah, it's Crusades book. I'll look for it. But I'm going to look for that Shire book too, if it has a lot of more elemental spells. Don't you hate that, man? Yeah, you got right place, right time for them. You know, you know, it's just I don't want to overspend. Yeah, Glory of Rome's cool. I don't know. I like the Mighty Fortress book too, but you know that is that's more Renaissance, right? It's a Renaissance era. Lots of like the musketeers, dueling. Yeah, flintlocks are in here. You know, lots of pikemen, right? The Mighty Fortress book is a little more. Yep. What's up, Tim? How's Anna? What else do you have in 3rd edition?
Well, I think I'm almost out with the really iconic ones in 3rd edition, but one I want to mention or promote our one of the show sponsor that I wear the T-shirt, Kessler and Crusades. They have
Yeah.
awesome a bunch of awesome
That's true.
Splatbooks that I think are really cool. So I'm going to put the link in chat here to their oh, hang on a second. I need to. Yeah, go to trolllore.com and then go to the shop and just look at feature projects and look through the list. I have a bunch of them, like Monstrous Armory. They have Monsters and Treasures of Aird. There's a whole bunch of Adventures Armory. Those are fantastic. They have equipment, cool ideas, components, all sorts of awesome stuff in there. So they are really cool and can be used with any edition of D&D or, of course, CNC.
Yeah, I got a whole pile of them back there that I didn't even pull out to discuss because I get a lot of stuff from
Engineering
show.
Dungeons, for
Yeah,
instance.
that's a good. Engineering
I got
Castles is another one.
yeah, exactly. I got the PDFs. I haven't read them yet, but when
Hey,
I
Bill.
travel for a day, I'm going to devour some of these.
Well, anything that's named engineering is
exactly
Davis.
yeah.
Davis writes those. Whoops.
Yep.
I don't even know what that
So
hit
so
there.
they are really cool. You can get them for what is it? $7 as a PDF. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think it's very generous.
And a lot of stuff, you know, goes out of print from Troll Lord, but you can always,
yeah.
you know,
You can get it as PDF. Yep.
Yep. Absolutely. It all
Engineering Villages.
Yeah.
That's another one. I
He's
got it. I haven't read it yet. Yep.
He's got a couple more coming out. They were talking about it on Thursday night's show.
Okay.
That he has
Awesome.
more coming out that Davis is doing, which is good because you know Davis is like that
world
crazy
builder
genius
kind of.
type.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Let's see which ones we have not. All right. Let me see if I can find these.
I should make sure that I use the browser on the computer I'm actually streaming on, or using Zoom in. So yeah.
These are, unfortunately, I hate to do this, but smaller versions. I like them. I like them a lot, and they should not have the Forgotten Realms cover on them, but they do. Two of my favorites. I'm letting it run because I know 13 was there, and I hit it, and it moved over.
Enough for this shit. Give him the trunk.
Well, that's standard. You have to show it once every stream. So yeah.
Once again, with my question, the stream looks a lot clearer for you. I am streaming for the first time in a special enhanced version off of through my XSplit broadcaster. Certain boxes are checked, and it's supposed to give us a up to 2K resolution, which I haven't seen anyone say they have it yet, but I can't tell. But I know it's crisper on my end on my laptop alone. So yep, there's the ever mysterious Tim, who'll be DMing in 2 Saturdays. So prayers from the faithful, right? Yeah, a good book. And if you look through here, what do I see? Well, I see a lot of stuff that is, and this is by deity. I see a lot of deities I don't use, but we use Ometer because Ometer was in Deities and Demigods. Leviator's one of my favorite baddies. Helm, I use Helm all the time for Mayheen spells, right? Lathander Palor, God of Sun, right? Pilfer, pilfer, pilfer. You know, take these spells and utilize them for Myliki. I throw into Alana. Yeah, I want more. I want my specialty priests to have unique spells. So these books are good for that. And there's some background on them. A lot of this stuff is all done by Ed, of course. Yeah, but it's you get a book, The Mighty Rune of the Master, and it talks about history and stuff, and then what special spells come out of it. So that's a rune book. Yeah, so utilize it. And then with that, the second one is this one's even better. The pages from the Mage's book, because there are a ton of spells. Tons of spells in here. Snowlock Snowball Swarm comes from this. One of the most used spells in my campaign, second level. Just so many spells that I could just scroll through and go, oh yeah, I remember that from your campaign. They're in here. Yep. And look, you get spells. You get a lot of necromancer spells that I use in my game. Lots of them. You'll see these scattered throughout Thunderlance spell in my game. Belton's Burning Blood. I just used that a couple weeks ago. Necromancer. Oh, I think I used it on Korg's character. Bone Javelin, another Necromancer spell. Bone Blade. Yep. So you just gotta. These are good books. So I wish they didn't have the Forgotten Realms logo on them, but still. And they're cheap too. I think you could probably get these pretty reasonably, both of them. Getting rid of the piles upon piles and 40 plus, I think it's 40 to 50 books Anna I have here. So
wow.
Yeah, I got a lot of them out. My son helped me carry them up.
The D20 Glut had a bunch of. I'll see if I can get. There's a series of little books that. Let's see if I can find them somewhere that were. Where the heck did I put them?
By the way, I think I'm out of 5e Greyhawk books. I think I only have the old school ones right now. So if you want that for tonight, and one adventure or two adventures, whoever the winner gets. Okay, so just note that.
Yeah, that was one with the different alignments. There were were warfare and a whole bunch of other stuff. Series.
During what edition?
D20 glut, so third edition.
Oh, okay.
Early third edition. But
independent books?
yeah, third party. Yeah. I forgot which company, but it might be Necromancer early ones. They came out just when third edition came out, a whole series of them.
I have
and they
downstairs all the Monty Cook's Iron Heroes books.
Okay.
There's a bunch of those. I have them. I barely cracked them, but they were all during the third edition era.
Yeah, I've read them, and they were interesting back then, but then they got supplanted by 3.5 and stuff like that. But yeah,
AEG put out a ton of stuff. I mean, that era, the glut is the right word, right? There was just so much.
I think it was Eric Mona that coined the D20 glut term. At least he was the first one I heard use it. So he might very well be the one that coined it. Yeah.
So I'm wondering, like, for example, let's go to one of the green books here that I have up. I have the Celts book up here. I'm wondering if you're a Feywild person, is that anything in here? If we go to Magic and Monsters in page 30, I'm wondering. I don't know. I haven't looked into it that in depth, but I was thinking maybe there's timelines here. Oh, wow, names. That's cool. A lot of names in here. That I like. Social class. Here we go. Magic. I don't see any new spells. Maybe not. No, it's just talking about monsters. Just showing you existing ones. No, nothing really super brand new. Oh, they got different names for them. Okay. Behir. Nixies. All right. Leprechauns, lycanthropes. How do you pronounce Sith? You pronounce that Sith, S-I-D-H-E, right?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. It's kind of a.
You see, oh wow, I'm getting burned. Curtis says he got pulled out of the house. He's not on tonight. Let's see here. Sam, the answer to that is that would be great for next year. Thank you. Yes. Wait till 2026 early. We'll talk then. Yeah, that would be great. Anything to give away for the fundraiser? That'd be awesome. Thank you. Gaelic never sounds like it's spelled. Yeah, exactly. I hate these. They're so cool, these books, Anna, but I don't think there's a lot of Greyhawk connectivity into them. Well, maybe you could do the Vikings book and do it using Up North. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, you could. There's ideas you can take and use for various parts, for sure. But as a whole, no. But they're also cool just to get to know those eras and stuff from the real world and reading it from in the style of a D&D book. So yeah.
Yeah. So about October. By the way, Rob, thank you all for Rob. Rob has put in 6 events, everyone. 6. Rob's going to be busy DMing for during yeah, so thank you. Whoops, I just moved that by accident. All right. Let's go back here. All right, so we haven't done some of the browns, so let's get to the ones where you really can get in some class modification. Let's look at why don't we look at Rangers? How about that?
Oh, that's good. Yep.
Yeah, we look at the Rangers book. I think that's a good one to start with. All right, let me close out. I got to close out stuff. I got like 13 of these things open. Close out all but the brown ones I already have up. There we go. Okay. All righty. Yes. Crazy, Rob, but I really appreciate it. Really, really cool. So you'll see occasionally, and like, for example, slavers. All right. And you'll see Rugra, I think his name is, and he works with Davis the Reaver. He's neutral, but he didn't, Elroy got taken over, and he's there, and he's a spear specialist, so he's called a Myrmidon, right? The kits appear during this era, and occasionally you'll see these kits appear in publications outside of these splat books. You're like, well, where did that come from? Most of them come from these books. So this is Rick Swan. I don't know him. But if you come here, you'll see kits. We'll go to chapter 4. This is where you can really, if you want to take some, wait, what page is that? I'm sorry, 45. You can take some flavor and say, you know what, I want to tweak, or you can just add it into like the base, or add it in as a feat or a proficiency, whatever you want to do. So here are kits list. Now, some of these may have become in 5th edition, maybe subclasses already. I just don't know, right? Is there a Beastmaster in 5th edition?
Oh yeah, somewhere I'm sure someone. Yeah, I think there's a subclass of Ranger Beastmaster.
Oh, cool!
Yeah, I think yeah.
Yeah, Cyrano Jones. That's funny from Star Trek. Yep. And that's the thing, Rob. I really appreciate you doing that. But yeah, so Beastmaster. All right. Don't know what it's going to be like in 2nd edition. Explorer. Now we Falconer. That is kind of cool. All different kits with all different feral land. What happens to children who wander into the wilderness and never recovered? Oh, feral. I didn't even catch that. Beings who combine the savagery of beasts with the intellect of a man. So it's Tarzan?
Okay.
Okay.
That's a classic from
I did not
old.
Well, yeah, that's the closest thing I can think of. Or it's a kid who's out there with wolves. Wow, there's a lot on that one. Feral land spell progression. Forest runner. I'm not saying all these are good. Giant killer. I think that's something everyone would take. This one's the ones I've read have some interesting ideas, but they're all terrible railroads. DL's all railroaded though. Rex Wallace, all those DL series ones are railroads. It's okay. Giant killer. Greenwood Ranger. Why is it really a normal human resembles normal human? That green. So resembles normal human from head to toe of a layer of thick brown bark, similar out of an oak tree. I don't know. I didn't plant people. Yeah, Bill. I don't know about this. Don't get any ideas. They can further synthesize. Yeah. I guess that's one right there. That's interesting. That's bizarre. I get into the bizarro world a little bit here. Guardian. That's we already have a halfling guardian, so they may have made one that is very similar. Look at them all. Justifier, Mountain Man. That's funny. These are all subclasses you can make of rangers in just this one book. Pathfinder. That's funny. Yep. Sea Ranger. That makes sense. Seeker. Different type of seeker, Gary, right? Stalker. All right, so This one exists. Anyone remember where? Where does a stalker exist?
That I'm not sure of. Fiend Folio? Is that out?
Nope. 1 sec.
That's what, yeah.
Hear me still?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Baldur's Gate 2.
Oh.
Okay. So I know that one of the NPCs is a stalker in here. So they did take kits out of the game, and here we go. Valigar Kurthala. Yep, I knew it. There you go. Valigar Kurthala, that guy right there, stalker. See, stalker. Yeah, and look, right below him is Keldorn, the Inquisitor. Yeah. So, and the cool thing was that you could. He had a ranger hold, and that was part of the quest campaign, was to regain his ranger hold, which is really cool. So the stalker is kind of a mix between a thief and a ranger, if I recall. Yeah, wilderness and urban settings. Yep. That's what they're. It's like a. I liked it. I did not create it as a subclass. I didn't think it was necessary for my game, but Tim's done a bunch of things that are close to this. So with the scout and other changes. So, but that exists here, and that one was used in Baldur's Gate 2. Warden. Yeah, lots. I mean, how many has there been? Like 15? So there's like 15 of them in here. It's crazy. So you can get some ideas for some cool subclasses to create your own. I mean, what I do is, remember, I'm not playing technically second edition, so I'm taking it and back converting it to first. So let's take a look here. I bet you Inquisitor's in here. I didn't even realize it. Yep, it's in here. Yeah, Paladin Kits, page 44. Wow, there's a lot here. I mean, it's one of my favorite classes is my Inquisitor. And I didn't build it off this book. I built it off Keldor and Baldur's Gate 2. So yep. So you get some ideas for your 1E, 2E, or even 5th edition. There's no reason you can't make these an oath, Paladin oath, right? Right, Anna, that's how they make the paladins. They turn them into like an oath, and that gives them all special abilities and stuff. Is that how it works?
I think that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, in 5th edition, yes, and 4th edition, or sorry, in Pathfinder they have different ones for different alignments, and the class is called champions, and they can be all sorts of varieties depending on who you serve, so to speak. It's that you serve someone who gives you powers. That's the thing. So yeah.
Class kits are a great idea, Grifumbly. I prefer taking these, tweaking, or like in the fighter class, making it so that you can like do the Myrmidon thing, or you can do, a weapon and shield specialist or a two-handed weapon specialist, and we kind of figured that out in fighter. But like, I have an undead hunter and an inquisitor subclass as a paladin, and if there was one I saw in here that I was like, oh, this is awesome, I'd do it. I may add others in the future. I may add, maybe I add the Stalker one day to Ranger. Maybe I add another one of these in here. Like the Chevalier is probably more like a Cavalier, isn't it? Yeah, it looks like a Cavalier. Yep, kind of.
That is a great question, and my guess is that it was not done because it was good for the rules or anything. It was a business decision. They needed to earn more money, and a lot of these splat books are not coming out because they add necessary value to the game, or they make the game better, or they even know some of them are not even demanded by the players or DMs. They are there just to make money for the game. So they are often cut and sliced in weird ways. So you have to buy as many as possible and stuff like that. So they're depending on the era. There's some eras early on in the game where they were really truly done in a way to package them properly, and you had every rule that governed a certain field of the game was in one book. Now they're spread out, so you have a little bit of DM stuff, a little bit of player stuff in every book, so you have to buy them all, so to speak. So I think it's yeah.
So I think now this is proposed Gary, right? And I think the people that were at TSR at the time said second edition has taken first and evolved to a spot where we want it so that my thought is they don't want another rule set coming, right? And this is so they're like, we want the DMs to expand on the game. I'm not bragging.
Yeah.
Like kind of like I've done, or like Anna's done in hers, where you take rules and you run with them, and then
and
right?
and I and also Phantom NJ Rob, I think you put exactly the phrase. Yeah, I think that the business was probably business considerations are big when it comes to this type of content, but they also add a lot of cool stuff. Meaning there's a reason I bought a lot of these books, tons of them, and a lot of gamers do, because we like the content. Even if in a 100-page book, I might have used 5 pages, but I still feel like it was a good purchase because I got inspired. And like I said earlier, even stuff I don't like inspires me, because that figure out, okay, I don't like this, then that way, then it comes up, I come up with another idea I want to do it. So sometimes it's good to read things and just because I don't like it doesn't mean it's a bad rule. It might be the opposite, because my tastes are weird. So in that sense, it might be a good good design because I don't like it. Might be a sign of quality too. So yeah.
True, man. We already discussed all the blue ones. A lot of them, the blue books are, good.
They're good. Yeah, they're some of the best ones for D&D ever,
my pile,
I think.
my pile is of here. Of all the blue ones, like I said, Complete Book of Necromancers and Monster Mythology are musts.
Yep.
Ships of the Sea is awesome.
Yeah.
I got the Gladiator's Handbook here, the Catacomb Guide, Sages and Specialists, Villains, and the Castle Guide.
Yeah,
So
and Scottish Jeff, I think you nailed exactly the reason why there's a new edition coming out every decade or so. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's a problem with the game, with RPGs in itself.
I see editions both as a blessing and a problem. It's a problem in that sense that it divides us between editions, but I also think it's a blessing because there's a lot of new concept that have come up in new editions, like third edition. Even if I don't play it third edition now, and I think it became overly complicated, I love the idea of feats and stuff. For me, third edition was the edition when the game came of age, in my opinion. But on the other hand, it also, in addition, I eventually learned to not like much because it was so convoluted and complicated and stuff in many different ways. So and it's simply also the game has evolved, and the way we play it has evolved, and the world has evolved, and tastes have evolved and stuff. So editions come usually because you want to address a weakness in the game and emphasize something else, and that means that some other aspect gets thrown on the garbage heap or gets less attention, and then it comes back again. So I kind of like it. It made D&D and the role-playing game hobby richer because there's now more ways to play the game, and I think that is overall that's a good one. But it also makes us have rules to bash each other's heads with, and that might not be a good thing all the time. Yeah.
Well, I look at it this way: feats, third edition. We immediately figured out a way to merge them into our proficiency system, and we took a list, and the list is like no more than 40 now. I already brought it up here. I mean, one more time, I'll bring up proficiencies. I got to go back here and then go here, and then it's just. But the problem, once again, is you have to know as a DM. There are all these sub books, and if you get hit with a proficiency that could really imbalance your game, you got to stop it, right? So like this stuff's in play test for years for us. This weapon grandmaster is not. We don't have anyone who's a weapon grandmaster yet. Here's another one that that has not been utilized to its full ability yet. This Hero's Fate one. Look at this. Use special hero points to move critical fumble rolls, stated use before actual roll, on the crit table. So if you burn a special, you can then go one up or below from where that roll is on the table, and
pick
you
the
have to
one
have that.
you want or something.
You have to have that feat. Yeah. So say it could be double, but above you could be limb cut off, or below could be decapitated or whatever.
Yeah.
But you have to burn it before, and just we're play testing these all the time. In our game system.
Yeah, and the way I think you should look at versions of D&D and also other game systems, so to speak, is you should look at them as toolboxes and tool sets, and you should figure out what type of thing, what do you want to build, and then you choose the tool set to best go with what you want to build, so to speak, and what kind of campaign, what kind of game do you want to run, how do you want to run it and stuff, and then you choose the tool set that you think will do that job the best and make it the easiest, so to speak, and emphasize on the aspects of the game that you want to concentrate on. And so it's more like, pick the right tool for the job you want it to do. Because now there's so many cool ones, meaning now you have Shadow Dark, Pathfinder, a whole bunch of other cool ones, and more are coming out, and they are different tool sets. And some of you might want to have different ones. You want to run one campaign in a few games in Shadow Dark, and then you want to run the long term in something else. I'm the one like one rule set, and I'm running everything there and no deviations. And I evolve once every decade, and now instead of changing every decade, now I'm going to build my own and stick with it, so to speak. So, but that's me getting old. I'm starting to figure out what I want from the game. But those tastes are different. So that's
Absolutely.
I see it as a huge asset. For me, it's been an asset over my gaming career, so to speak, to have these different versions of the game.
Good to see you. Yeah, and
welcome.
So Sam, what I did was notice, but every other level now, I increased the levels, added some extra early on to solve some of those issues. It's always a play test. It's always a change. It's always some, like I say, mages don't have enough. Well, I think they do.
Okay.
Simple because they start with one, they get them every 4 levels, but they also, a straight mage or straight illusionist gets extra spell slot automatically at 3rd level, which is a bonus one. So,
one question when you tweak things and so on, have you tweaked the XP tables? Because that's a big part of game balancing in second edition. They're different because the XP tables varies from class to class. Is that something you mucked around and changed or
have not, except for the bonuses? For example, specialty priests are -5% off the cleric table, but then can get based on their stats, get a +5. Some of the custom class shadow mage is -10% off of illusionist.
Okay.
So just that way they're taking longer than the class they're based on. But I haven't changed any of the other classes in the 1E.
So they did a decent job in the beginning of differentiate them balance wise.
Close enough. There's some I don't like. Druids go up way too fast. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
My Avenger subclass, it takes way longer than a Druid to go up, and it should because it's much more powerful. Thieves, thieves are okay. Clerics go up fast, then they slow down. Mages between 6th and 9th go up super fast. I don't know why that is, and then they really slow down. But
that's awesome, Rob. And I have the same problem in Hawktails, but from a different area, because since I don't have classes, I have levels, and you have an XP table. There's basically 500 XP per level, period. But instead, where I have the balancing issues is that each feature or feat that you can learn will cost an XP. So what I need to do is tweak what each of these things cost in order. If everybody wants something, then I realize that you need to up the cost a bit. If nothing gets used or no one wants it, I have to make it a bit cheaper to XP wise. So that's where I will get it. So instead of working with the XP table per level, it will be how much XP does something cost to get, so to speak. everybody takes sneak attack, then okay, it's too cheap. You need to up it a bit and stuff like that. So there will be some tweaking, so to speak. So yeah, I have general ideas of magic. For like arcane magic is some of the most costly things to memorize arcane spells, because it's some of the most powerful stuff you can learn from it. So
yeah. And then there's custom classes like Bill's Maester.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where do we place that? Well, I think
Yeah.
Mage.
Yeah, you
Mage
look at similar classes
Yeah.
and see where it's like yeah. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And they get no prime requisite bonuses either, so they're going up slower than mages, which is okay. And there's a lot of that.
Yeah, Patrick, you're onto something. It takes like it's 50 years for
That's part of the fun, though.
Yeah.
Part of the fun. How many? They were level 0. How many sessions? 6.
Oh yeah, there were 6 or 8 sessions or something like that. They were level 0, and I kept Hawktails have level 0 is still there. Yeah, so it's you can start at 0. You can set a budget, and yeah, so 0 is one obvious start. First level is another one. Third level, I think, is another one that is kind of obvious if you want to have like, not superheroes, but you want to have characters that have some oomph to them, then give them enough XP so they can start with third level, because that means that they have then they are adventurers well on their way somewhere, so to speak. Yeah.
So 1 second. I'm responding to too many. Yeah. They're all directs. So, all these discussions, my way's not the right way. Adam's isn't the right way. It's our way.
Mm-hmm.
Your way may be completely different.
Yeah.
But
I was going to say, Eat to Surf has a good comment here. So modern player seems to want to start with a background instead of develop through play. That has become, since 5e has that built into the rules with background and stuff, and you have it mechanically. I think Pathfinder also had a little bit of that. So it's become now a standard practice. That's one way of doing it. I can see that there are some benefits with it, especially for new players that come in. You can just it's like you choose between the different things. But for me, no, I don't like it, because I think they are too powerful compared to the other mechanics. You can't say, "Oh, I've been a warrior," and then you can barely use a dagger, so to speak. It doesn't make sense. And background like that will be if you start with a 3rd level or 5th level character, then I think a warrior background or court wizard or whatever it was would be cooler. But then you should start a campaign where they are like 3rd level or 5th level or somewhere right there. Then I think backstories can make a lot of sense. And I use them for my convention games. I wrote elaborate backstories, and I have for my pre-gens. So they come with elaborate backstories and all of that. And now what I will do is that for the next convention game when I run, I will let the players level up the pre-gens. So they will have the story and stuff, and I will let them level up as a part of because it's time for those characters to be leveled up, so that will be part of it. So yeah.
And if you know, when I bring in new people into my campaign, like some right below me on this list right here, I tie them into an existing family in Celine, or someone who's in Altamira already, a relative, to give them a little connection and make it, to add to their backstory. But I'm starting them all 3rd, 4th, 5th level normally in those. So that's the way to do it.
Yeah. And another aspect of backstories that I think it's important to, it's not a party pooper, but it might be something that might be difficult, is that if players write a backstory and it doesn't fit in with the campaign that you as a DM have working and so on. So in order to work properly, they need to be coordinated. So that's something definitely for session 0 or a pre-session to sit down and discuss. So when you want to come up with a backstory so it fits in, because otherwise you just want to invent stuff that might be difficult to shoehorn into the story. That's something that to at least keep in mind, so to speak, because as a DM, it can be difficult if a player just shows up and has a 4-page backstory with all sorts of cool stuff that you have no idea how to incorporate that into your campaign.
Right.
Because they might introduce a lot of elements that you never realized. Your idea might be, okay, these are villagers, you're orphans or whatever, so you don't want to have, and then the players bring in a lot of relatives and parents and nobility and all sorts of stuff, so to speak. And so that is one of the pitfalls with stuff. But otherwise, it can be a fantastic world building tool that players can participate in building the world. So it depends on both your play style and bit of coordination, so to speak.
I'm still checking. I'm still checking video quality to see if it ever pops up to a 2K. It hasn't done that yet, but you know, we'll figure this out. So there are a lot of these books, and you're not, you know, I couldn't afford them when I was younger. In those early 90s or whatever, still, you know, the career was new, just getting married, all that. But I'm kind of glad that they all came out when they did, because like I said, with this, I'm going to look for the Shire book next. The Gladiator book or the Green books or whatever. It's cool because it's like, something I missed. It's something, you know, you got to feel that urge. I don't want to fill it with 5th edition books. I want to fill it with this stuff. You know, does that make sense? You know, found an old folder full of 1984 Museum's ADT Gamma World. Yeah, see, isn't that cool? Your brother's PC was Clint Westwood. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, well,
Clint Westwood.
Yeah, Clint Westwood. Did he worship Merlin? Because that's Clint Eastwood. So
yeah,
you know. So I want to, you know, go back to that time and like find this tidbit here and there or whatever. Like I know if I pull this out, I'm going to smash everything up. And I'm going to do it. Like for example, this. Just going around Days of Nights in Delaware is a great store, right? And I found this on the shelves in the section with all the Troll Lord stuff on the bottom shelf that they have there, and that is this one, right? This is Elemental Spells. It's by Jason Vey and Jim Ward, and
cool.
I said to Chuck when I got this, Chuck, what about that? He goes, oh man, that's been discontinued for years. Like, oh cool, but another diamond in the rough find. Now these spells are really imbalanced. It's like Ed Greenwood wrote them. Just kidding, but it's, you know, you got to go through them one at a time and incorporate them in one at a time. It's broken. Yes, they're out of whack, Rob. So I haven't even really incorporated any of them in at the present. But yeah, they're kind of nuts. But yeah, that's okay. All righty, so we're winding down here before we do some shout outs and all. It needs a lot of prudence. It needs a lot of tweaking, and so I just don't have time for tweaking right now. Too much going on. So what other questions does anyone have? That's it. Eat the surf. That's what this whole discussion was about tonight.
Yeah.
Getting some inspiration from a book you may
have.
Yep.
Exactly.
You know, getting going, and oh my God, you know what? I have this complete Thieves Handbook here. Maybe I can get some inspiration on something, or like I'm gonna have a guild war going on. I'm gonna look it up in here. That's what we're talking.
Well, yeah,
about
I still go back and reference these old books, both for my maps and for when I'm running games and stuff. So yeah.
That's the whole point of this tonight, was to, you know, think outside the box and come up with some great ideas and help your game. So Assure's Fire Elementals Friday Night Crusades is not hurting for spells. So that's good. Rob, that's good. It's good. So that worked. You know, putting together spells and all, you know, with the Great Net spell book, which is a gold mine. That's a real diamond in the rough. Just note, I created a dominatrix class right from all those crazy spells, and it's one playtest class. I was like, nope, it's not going anywhere.
Then you retired it. Yeah,
retired it. But I'm going to bring that character back into the adventure coming up. I'm going to, and I got a right place, right time. I got to have the right players that aren't going to be offended by the character. So it's going to be a lot of ladies. A lot of lady players like Bones, Darling, and Coco. They won't get offended by it. So
good luck offending.
So don't worry about it. I don't do costume.
Yeah.
I don't. Yes. Yeah. Yep. See you, Tafaris. All right. So,
Yep. See ya.
what else we got? What else we got, Anna? Any other things to close up this discussion?
Well, I think we covered a lot of
Yep.
the basics and gave some ideas and advice. I hope you found something that was useful in all of this. So yeah.
Note inspiration, a ton of inspiration for my game in the late 90s comes on to this day, comes from Baldur's Gate 2. That's why I still have these books. Magic items out of here. These are the guides for them. The classes
cool.
themselves, all come from. So if you want inspiration, it was a great.
And you might be able to get some of these old video game walkthroughs or guides cheap now when they're afterwards. So that might be possible to get them. Yeah,
absolutely. Sages and Specialists and Engineering Dungeons are ones that go check out, at least on PDF. Cool. So that's Sages and Specialists is good. It's really good.
Awesome. Thank you.
Game sells BG still. Yep. I got the enhanced edition from what do you call it, on Steam, right? It came out from Beamdog back those years, but now that's broken, right? That doesn't work anymore, the Beamdog one. I mean, because they added a wild mage into the game. She didn't even exist before. They added an entire wild mage in, which is kind of cool. Yep. So some neat things. All right. Let's go over here. And because we got a lot of people on that weren't on earlier. Once again, the con is up. Okay. If you are DMing, all right, and please, I highly recommend don't worry, reach out to me if you need some advice or suggestions. Your DM 8 hours, 2 sessions, 8 hours, and you put them in and they go off, not get canceled. You'll get a choice of a $25 gift certificate from any of our sponsors that are for the con. If you do 12 hours, it's a 50. Okay, so there you go. That's a little incentive that we haven't had in the first 5 years. I'm doing this because Greyhawk Reborn will not be participating this year. Okay, so I'm looking for some help and assistance to get some more events in. Please don't hold back on getting your events in. I appreciate if everyone could try and get as many events in as possible by the end of July. So that's what, 2-3 weeks. Yeah, 2 to 3 weeks. Yeah. So Rob, you're in. You're good with the 50 there. You got that set.
It's perfect. It's 2 weeks before Game Hall Con, so it's a great timing.
You want the link? Yeah, it's a $5 to get in. $5. There you go. $5 plus a $1.13 registration fee. $6.13 to register. That's it. We just want some vested and to cover the costs. Yep. We're gonna have a ton of events. We're gonna, seminars. I will have the Ask the Experts, and I'll have a seminar. I'll have my Grand Joust. I'll have my game on Thursday night to kick it off. Tons of streamers will be participating with open signups, and legends like Les has his games in. Hopefully, Alan Growe has his in. We'll get some more.
We'll have at least 2 games, maybe more. Yeah,
Anna may have a couple skirmish games, which would be cool.
Oh yeah, exactly. I will have one big session, and then I will have a couple see how many more skirmish games I will put in there. But that will be several.
This is year 6, everyone. So this is the 6th year we've done this. So I'm going to keep it rolling.
How many events have we had the previous year? Like 50, 100?
No, we usually peak at 65.
Okay,
but we're missing
I remember
50.
we had more than 50
but
one year.
The problem now is we don't have 15 from Greyhawk Reborn. So
that's true. So now we might go down to around 50.
This is an idea. I talked with Josh Pop, and he kind of brainstormed a way to try and get some incentive for.
That's great.
Yeah,
so,
that was it. And all my sponsors are in on it. Thank you, Michael, if you're on. Troller Games, Gamescape, and Everon. All 4 are in on that, doing that. So that's not an issue. So yeah, we're good.
Awesome.
We're good with that. Yep, plenty of options. Yeah. So yeah, it's easy to and there's Anna did a great job recolorizing this.
Yeah, that was fun.
And it really looks nice. So and there is limited amounts. It counts shipping. It's 35 with shipping. Again, because I get some people who order them from Canada, so but that's fine. But yeah, there's Virtual Con 6 T-shirt. I got some large guy sizes in there. I could get up to 3x on them. So reach out to me if you have any questions or problems, or like, I'm just worried, and don't be worried.
And usually it's the
Easy going.
best players that shows up to the ones that really want to play that shows up at conventions. So yeah, they love to play and they take the time and the effort. So you get the best players. That's my experience.
Yeah, go ahead, Prof. I see Greyhawk question. I'm waiting.
Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting.
Azure C for 2024.
What is, I don't, the Azure C? Is it dangerous?
It
Yeah.
might very well be dangerous. There's a lot of Scarlet Brotherhood ships prowling it, and some other pirates and stuff. So Saltmarsh.
Yeah. If you're running a Saltmarsh campaign, and we went over this on Wednesday night with Mike's Sea Princes game. It's Sea Princes versus Keeland, hopefully, in that area. So yeah, I'd say there's danger everywhere, but I think not anywhere near as dangerous as the Southern Seas with the Crimson Fleet, and where Scarlet Brotherhood activity is in the West. What's the opening? Densac, the Densac Gulf? Is that the opening?
Yeah.
The one? Yeah, I think that would be a little more dangerous than the Azure.
Oh yeah, there's more Scarlet Brotherhood now.
Yes, there's all
there,
sorts of hazards too. You can look at the.
I'm sure there might be a monster or two out there, but I don't think it's particularly known for monsters in that sense. No.
Prof, the Jungle of Lost Ships is somewhere. It moves. There's that. There's the Sargasso.
Yeah, but that is out on in the Solnor, on the eastern side of the Hepmona. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, the question is, you can have a lot of fun things with it. Like drowned ones. You can have drowned ones all the time, all day long. Undead, made by.
I'm sure there's sea monsters. There's a big fish out there, stuff that might eat. Maybe not the boat, but definitely whatever jumps in the ocean.
It's good that you asked that question, man. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, Anna, what's going on with you? Oh, you're back around.
Yeah. Oh yeah. First, I need to thank so much for Friday. We had a kind of a good hangout. There were about 20 people came and went, about 10 at a time. Yeah, it was a lot of time, a lot of fun. And so thank you everyone for showing up, and we had some awesome discussions and stuff. And I showed a bunch of stuff from the new generation Greyhawk maps. I haven't shown anyone yet. So that was that will peek out to my patrons in the upcoming weeks. But I will be on hiatus for a week because I'm going for a convention. So I will be away for 5 days to Secret Convention. And so I will not be I will be traveling so I will not be on Gabbin. I will not be on Legends and Lore, and I will not have a stream on Friday, and I will not be on Gabbin. So I will be back again for Legends and Lore next week, or sorry, in 2 weeks. So yeah. So that is good, and then I will catch up and start working on my website, my Notion, and a whole bunch of stuff like that, projects like that to enhance and renew my web presence is one of the big projects to do this summer. So yeah,
lots going on.
Yeah, and post games to virtual Greyhawk Con and stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah, give it a shot, man. Even if you only put one game in, and just try it, and just people will really be appreciative to see some different DMs. Seriously, you'll get signups. You absolutely
thank you, Wolf Alone. Thank you. Yeah, I think it will be a lot of fun. A lot of friends there. So yeah,
that's fantastic.
Yeah,
schedule for this week. Mike and I'll figure out something for Wednesday. Have not yet. Okay, so. Maybe Gary, if you got any ideas too, Sam, got any ideas, shoot them to me. I'm looking for what we'll do for a Legends Lore on Wednesday. Thursday night is I only have 2 of my guys, so we got Academy night. So trying to get everyone confirmed for this. This is part 2 of the Impossible Mission. 2 Thursdays ago, we did part 1, where they went up against at the very end of Drider. And they rescued Sabine Winchester, and she has the information needed to go on to who's behind all the humanoid activity in the area. So yeah, so we'll have a fun game on Thursday, and yeah, and then odds are no game this Saturday for me. Finally, I'll have a Saturday off because after this, I won't have a Saturday off until my surgery. So because we got something Saturday after Tim's DMing. Saturday after that, I got another special game, and then the Saturday after that, Chuck's DMing Summer of Siege on the that'll be August 9th, and then on the 14th, I have my my next hip replacement. Yeah, so yeah, lots of just want to get it done, and at this point, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then we'll have a Gabbin next week too. Alrighty, let's do the giveaway now. Exclamation point drawing for any of those who have just come in. Please feel free. Thank you for the raid. You know, we're going to be raiding the Darling afterwards. You get your choice. If you don't have the original 80 glossography, I recommend it. It's awesome. And then one adventure with that, or 2. And I would recommend, if you want the 2 adventures, here's Ravenloft 1 and 2 together, which is really cool. Ravenloft, they're nice. I also got Tomb of the Lizard King, Against Call the Reptile God here. It's the other one I have, and where else? Let me go down a little bit here. I got too much here, Patrick. Expert. I have a Border Watch as well as a possibility, and a Moonlight Madness too. All right, so we got some stuff here. All right, let's see who wins. And they will go right out tomorrow. Ta-da! Captain Ken, thanks. Oh, by the way, please, if you're close, if you don't mind, I'm getting close. I'm right on the cusp of 13,000 followers. Please give me a follow. That would help. I just want to cross that. It's been a while. I want to cross that next plateau.
Wow, that's
yeah,
awesome.
I think we're 12,990 or something.
It's great.
Yeah, it's getting there. So,
good job.
It's like It's like 1,500. We average like between 1,500 and 1,750 a year. So yeah, that seems to be what we get. So all right, here we go. Thanks, Greg. All right. Closing it out. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Yeah, don't unfollow. Yeah, I know, man. I know, but it's been almost 8 years, right? It's crazy. All right, here we go. Closing it out. Let's see who wins. 2 nights, and then stick around for the raid into Darling, please. Let's go with a nice, healthy number. Closing it out. Winner is Lucitios. Congrats. Congrats on the win, dude. Awesome. I think I saw you on, so I know he was just on. He's on. He's in the chat list. Okay. I got his address. So if I don't hear from him, I will send out the Ravenlofts 1 and 2. Yep. Let me know what you want, man. I love those options. All right. So Anna, thank you. Have fun in your travels.
Thank you. Yeah.
You know, have a nice time. We'll survive. We'll survive.
Yeah, I know you will.
Next stream will be Wednesday, more than likely. I was thinking about I got a meeting with Luke. I was going to try and stream downstairs high res, but if it's not officially working up here, I got to figure out why. So I'd rather do that upstairs and mess with downstairs. Keep downstairs going there. So see you all soon. Great show. Thank you everyone for the support. And I'm going to hit a wrong button here like I always do. See you all. Thank you. See you all in a couple nights. See you Wednesday. All right. I'll look on the board. 12,990 is what we're at now. Thank you. Getting close. Nice. Cool. Thank you, everyone. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See you Wednesday. Enjoy. Shutting this off.
Yeah.